Welcome back to another rebuild I got for you guys here today. Today I'm going to be attempting a realistic rebuild of the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, this is my favorite team, and they don't really need a rebuild, so I guess you can kind of consider this like a reload, but I'm just gonna name it a rebuild. But of course, they are led by Carson Wentz, who I believe in Madden 19 is like an 86 overall. I think he has quick development. I don't know. I feel like he should at this point. Jay Ajayi is their running back. He has quick development in this game. Alshon Jeffrey is their #1 wideout. He's a 93 overall. I didn't think he was that high of an overall in this roster right now. Nelson Aguilar still has slow in this game. I hope that changes next year, but I'm going to slide him into the slot. I hope he can develop, even though he does have slow. Mike Wallace, they just signed this veteran in free agency. Not a terrible signing. He pretty much does what Torrey Smith did last year. I mean, they're kind of the same kind of deep threat. I think Mike Wallace is just a little bigger. I'm not even entirely sure about that one, but they're both pretty fast. They can get down the field really well. This offensive line is potentially the best in the NFL. One of the best. It's definitely like top 3. Jason Peters, Steven Wisniewski, Jason Kelsey, Derek Brooks, what? That's not the linebacker. Oh, and Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson, I think, is the best out of all these guys. I think he might be the best right tackle in the NFL. I don't know. This is probably going to be a lot of bias with a lot of the things I say when I'm going over this team because, of course, this is my favorite team. Zach Ertz had a very good season this past year. It's nice to see him, back on the field for a full season. I feel like the past couple of years he's gotten hurt at some point during the year. This defense actually played a lot better than I thought they were going to. At the start of the year, I didn't think this team would play too well on defense. Malcolm Jenkins is my favorite player currently, so I'm going to keep him as long as I can. Rodney McLeod isn't bad. He plays decently well, but he's getting up there in age, so I'm definitely going to want to draft a safety pretty soon. Ronald Darby, played well when he was healthy. Didn't he, I think he tore his Achilles in, the first week or something, or the second week. I think it was whenever they played the Redskins. I think that was the first week. So, I hope he can, have a full season for us next season. I don't normally like saying for us when I'm talking about my favorite team. I normally don't do that. That was my fault. Jalen Mills, though, he had a pretty decent season this past year. Still, not a fantastic cornerback, but he's definitely getting better. Sidney Jones, I want to see what he can do this upcoming season. I'm definitely going to keep him on the team for this rebuild. This D-line is probably the best in the NFL. It's ridiculous. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Timmy Jernigan, Michael Bennett, Chris Long, Derek Barnett, Haloti Ngata. There's so much depth on this team. They can, just swap around all their players just so they have fresh legs all the time. It's great. But for a rebuild, it's not fantastic to have, all of these players because they kind of just eat away at cap and they really don't do much. I do want to start Derek Barnett, though. That's not, super realistic, but I kind of want to do it. I think it's better for the rebuild. I mean, Michael Bennett, he is superstar. Okay. Well, he's a very good player. He is definitely a good defensive lineman, so I'm not going to trade him, but I am going to start Derek Barnett if it's going to let me. There we go. I'm going to start Derek Barnett at right end. I just think that's smart because he might even go up higher than Michael Bennett after this season. This linebacker core, I feel like Jordan Hicks is criminally underrated. He's one of the best coverage linebackers in the NFL when he's healthy. Of course, he didn't play all of last season. I think he, tore his ACL or some kind of leg injury, I think, the first week. 73 zone coverage is way too low for this guy. That's just me. I really like Jordan Hicks. He's probably, my second favorite player on this team. Nigel Bradham has played very well. I think they just re-signed him, so I will bring him back at the end of the season. I'm pretty sure he's on a contract here right now. Paul Warlow, they just signed this player recently. He's not bad. He's a veteran. He's pretty fast. He's pretty athletic as well. I don't think I'm going to sign anybody. I'm probably just going to sim straight through the season. Let me get my words out. Oh, they also signed Richard Rodgers. I really like Trey Burton, so I'm going to miss him. I hope he plays well for the Bears. But Richard Rodgers is not a terrible replacement. He's still pretty young, too. So I think I might just kind of sim straight through just to see what the record's all about. We should be pretty good, though. I forgot that I have to do this on an offline league, so that took so long. I'm so used to doing it on cloud leagues that this felt like it took a lifetime. But we're 6-2 at the midseason mark. The Broncos are 0-7. The Giants are 4-3. The Cowboys are 4-3. And the Redskins are 1-6. The reason why I have to do this on an offline league, by the way, is because I'm downloading the Fortnite update. I'm pretty much just recording this until the Fortnite update downloads, and I just want, I just want it to download as fast as I can, so I don't want to use up too much internet. Carson Wentz, though, has 6,000 experience. I noticed that week 2, when we played the Chiefs, he threw 4 interceptions, which is quite tragic. Alshon Jeffrey has nearly 6,000. That's not bad. And then here on the defense, we have 4,000 for Jordan Hicks, 7,000 from Derek Barnett. That's not terrible. We have to bring back Nigel Bradham, who I said I was going to negotiate with. Actually, it depends on the money situation. Ooh, the Eagles are not doing too hot with their cap. I knew that, though. But I'll still bring him back. I am not going to negotiate with Darren Sproles. I love Darren Sproles. He's a great player. but I don't want to bring him back to this team. I'd rather see him on another team at this point. I think he planned on retiring after this most recent season if he hadn't gotten hurt, so I think this is pretty realistic because in this universe he didn't get hurt. Darryl Green, I'm not bringing back. Nate Sudfeld, I'm not bringing back him either. We went 11-5 this year. The Saints, though, went 13-3. The Giants 7-9, Cowboys 7-9, and the Redskins 5-11. Let's check out the schedule, though. Who did we end up losing to? 1-3 in the preseason. We beat the Redskins, lost to the Chiefs and the Cardinals and the Broncos and the Rams. We lost to the Broncos. They were 0-7. That's annoying. We shut out the Giants, though. That's always a good sign. Let's check out the stats, though. Let's see how Carson Wentz played. Aaron Rodgers does win MVP. Carson Wentz, 5,116 yards. 22 interceptions is so many, but 28 touchdowns is good. He still did pretty okay. I just hope he can get his interceptions down. Jay Ajayi had 14 touchdowns with nearly 1,200 yards. That is a great season. Corey Clement had 10 touchdowns as well. Mike Wallace had over 1,000 yards. It's actually kind of surprising with 116 catches. That is a good season. Not many touchdowns. That's still not bad, but Alshon Jeffrey was definitely our best pass catcher. 1,428 yards, 8 touchdowns, 99 catches. Zach Ertz gets 900 yards pretty much with 4 touchdowns, and Nelson Aguilar gets almost 1,100 with 5 touchdowns. Good seasons from all those guys, really. 11 sacks led up from Jason Peters is pretty great. 6 from Lane Johnson isn't bad either, and then 1 from Steven Wisniewski and hell of a tie. 130 tackles from Jordan Hicks with only 1 interception. Kind of was hoping for more. 12 tackles for loss, though, from Brandon Graham. But look at these sack numbers. 12 from Brandon Graham, 12 from Derek Barnett, and 11.5 from Fletcher Cox. That is awesome. Interceptions, 4 from Malcolm Jenkins, 2 from Nigel Bradham, Jalen Mills, Ronald Darby, and Sidney Jones, and then 1 from Jordan Hicks. Any touchdowns? We did not get any, but we were 3rd in the NFL in offense. Hopefully the defense was like top 10. 8th. They were top 10. That's pretty awesome. Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. We already saw that. Blake Bortles comes in 2nd, though. Carson Wentz is not in this list. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. I don't really expect to see him there, did I? Okay, I think I went by Drew Brees really quickly, and I looked up at the wrong time, and it kind of looked like him. Carson Wentz actually makes him there at number 10. Cameron Jordan, though, wins Defensive Player of the Year. We got Brandon Graham in there, though, at number 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Corey Clement comes in there at number 7. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Derek Barnett comes in 3rd. I'm sure he's still got a good amount of experience, though, because he does have quick development. I don't know if he made a Pro Bowl with 12 sacks. That would be pretty cool. But let's check out the offensive experience. 10,000 experience from Carson Wentz, 12,000 from Alshon Jeffrey. I definitely changed the sliders. I don't know why. I feel like these guys should have a bit more. 10,000, though, from Nelson Aguilar isn't horrible. And then on the defense, 13K from Derek Barnett. Honestly, was expecting a bit more. I'm pretty sure I changed the XP sliders. I want to make sure really fast. I definitely remember doing this. Okay, I did definitely change them. But I'll spend this quick, and I'll get back to you guys with the word. The word for this rebuild is horseshoe, so comment that if you are still watching to this point. I appreciate all those comments, I really do. Thank you guys very much if you do comment that. I didn't spend the experience on everyone, because mainly, I am waiting for Nelson Aguilar to get enough to get out of slow development. That's what I want to switch on him before anything else. And I did not want to like auto upgrade everybody, and I didn't really feel like going through everyone and upgrading them. Hopefully he gets it after these playoff games or something. That would be pretty cool. So I only spent it on the guys that, you know, had a good amount and who could, you know, go up pretty well. No one really went up that amazingly. I mean, on the defense, I think Derek Barnett probably went up the most. I think Ronald Darby only went up by 1. I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, Jordan Hicks is an 81 now. I think he went up twice. Anyone on the offense go up a lot? I don't really see anyone. I think the most upgraded is for sure Jake Elliott. He went up to an 87 because I got his awareness up. But let's check out the overall against the Saints. It should be like a 90-something, I'm guessing. We are exactly a 90. The Saints are a 91, though. Can we take them down? Honestly, probably not. I'm not going to show this simulation because it's going to take a while. We ended up taking down the Saints. That's actually pretty surprising, but we have to take on the Falcons. Let's see if the overall went up at all, and let's check out what the Falcons overall, you know, is all about. We are in 90 still. They are in 91. So it's the same kind of game we just had. Let's see if we can beat the Falcons. We were not able to take down the Falcons. It's alright. We lost 38-31. And Nelson Aguilar still does not have enough experience to get out of slow. I didn't think he would get 6,000 in one game. But let's check out the team schedule. Let's check out those records, or not those records, those scores. 44-38 against the Saints, and then 38-31 against the Falcons. I am now in free agency, but only have like $11 million to try to bring some players in. I most likely won't be signing anyone. Could get Des Bryant, but I really don't need him. Maybe I'll go after some like really cheap guys that could fill some positions, or who can fill some positions. I don't think there's really anyone I want, though, to be honest. I mean, like, Bryce Callahan's good, but he's getting 120 points, and he only has normal development. I really don't think I'm going to go after anyone. I'm going to be trading away my first round draft pick, much like the Eagles did in real life. I think I'm going to be accepting, where is it? I already looked through all of these. Is it this one? because that doesn't look bad. That's the 45th pick in this year's second round, right? So that's like, what, the 13th overall pick? And then that's a 3rd next year and a 7th this year. I'm going to be accepting that with the Colts, or not the Colts, the Cowboys. I think that's the best pick. And then with this one, I'm going with a wide receiver. He should not be selected yet. He's supposed to be a late second round talent, but he looks very good. Dondre Carr. He's 6'6", 21 years old, with a pretty decent looking combine and very good top 3 skills. I think I might select this guy and have him play over Mike Wallace. 77 overall normal development. I know Mike Wallace played really, really well, but he is getting older, and I think this guy can play just as well. Seth Witzel is the next player I'm going to be drafting. I don't know if these offensive linemen are going to start, but I do definitely like taking them in case they make the Pro Bowl. This guy's a 77 overall with quick development. Maybe I can even shift him to guard or something. I don't know yet. The next player I'm going with is Trayon Justin. So he has pretty decent top 3 skills. B+ man, B- press. You know, is a very good combination there. And then C-zone is not that great, but he does have a good combine. He's pretty fast. He is decently agile, can accelerate pretty well. I think this guy can be something pretty decent. 76 overall, quick development. Okay, so I think this guy's going to play in the nickel because Sidney Jones didn't get a ton of experience. I think this guy can be pretty nice, but I do have some other corners I could draft later. So depends who's the best out of all those guys. But with this next pick, I'm just going to talk right through this one since I picked so soon. I'm just going with, alright, well, Joe Shamblin, I don't know. This guy actually looks really good. So he's not that fast. 4.64 speed isn't great, but he could still have like 86 speed, which isn't actually that bad. But B+ hit power, B- zone, C+ tackle. Those are all very good skills. Let's go with him. He is a 74 overall with normal development. Okay, so he is pretty slow, 84 speed, but 81 zone, 78 tackle, 92 acceleration, 86 hit power. He's not bad. I might give him a shot, you know, to start. I am now selecting a fullback, Charles Carroll. He'll probably be like a top 5 talent, but I'm going to take him right now. 79 overall, normal development. He was ranked number 4. I have all 7th round projections left. I'm going to start taking them. Jaden Jarrett. This guy doesn't really look that great. He doesn't have the best combine, but he is okay, you know, with the speed department, and he's pretty strong with okay top 3 skills. I feel like this guy's going to be like a 72. He's a 71. I don't think he's going to start anywhere. He's decently, you know, athletic, though. 68 zone is not great. 68 man, though, too. Morris Butler is going to be my next player, you know, selected. He is actually not strong at all, so I don't think this guy's going to be very good. 74 with superstar. Okay, that superstar development is so random, but he's honestly not even that great. 78 strength is pretty poor. 85 run, 87 impact are both very good, but I'm not really a big fan of the strength. I have one more player left. Shamir King doesn't really look phenomenal, but he has decent zone, decent man, decent press with an okay combine if you look at like his agility ratings and stuff. Let's see what this guy is all about. 77 overall quick development. I didn't expect this guy to actually be decent. I really thought he was going to be like a 72. I guess the key with these players is just to find, you know, cornerbacks that have, you know, the good 3-cone and 20-yard shuttle. I think that's the key. I am giving the Buccaneers Rodney McLeod and Rasul Douglas for Kendall Beckwith, who is probably going to be starting at right outside linebacker. This is what the team is going to look like heading into the second season. Not too much is different on the offense. I mean, Carr is starting at the number 2 wide receiver spot. I hope he can play well there. He is massive. He's 6'6". So we have him being 6'6", and Alshon Jeffrey being 6'3" as our starting 2 wide receivers, and then Nelson Aguilar in the slot. Very nice wide receiver core. This offensive line isn't too different either. We have Witzel starting at left guard. He went up to a 79 overall when I shifted him over there. He also has quick development, so he should easily be higher than 82 after this season. I mean, Carson Wentz, Jay Ajayi are still the same. Zach Ertz is still the same. Carroll is starting at fullback now. He should, I mean, do well there. I'm sure he'll go up pretty easily. I actually decided to put Kendall Beckwith, the middle linebacker, because he's a 75 there, and Jordan Hicks is an 85 at right outside. So I think that was actually the better idea. Chamblin is going to be starting at free safety. Malcolm Jenkins is still the strong safety. We have King playing at the number 2 cornerback position. He has quick development. He should play pretty well there. Ronald Darby is still the number 1. I want Jalen Mills still to start, so he's playing at the number 2. And the D-line is exactly the same. So I'll see you guys at the midseason. We are 4-3 right now, so I guess we're a little bit worse than last season. I can actually kind of see it because we have a lot of rookies playing. But if this season ends up well, these rookies should be pretty good. The Panthers, though, are 3-4. The Giants are 5-3. They made a bit of a turnaround. The Cowboys 4-4, and the Redskins 3-4. Here's a look at the defense. It started off over here. 7,500 from King, 3,400 for Chamblin. I'm probably going to have to get a new safety after this season. I just wanted to start him in case he went off. And then on the offense, we have 9,000 for Carson Wentz, 12,000 from Jay Ajayi, 16K from Nelson Aguilar. That means, hold on, I can get him out of slow development, I think, right? There we go. He has normal development. All that just to get him back to normal. That's fine by me. Let me check out the rest of the offense, though. I didn't really see anyone else. 3,000 for Carr. 6,000 for Witzel, not bad. Who do we have to bring back? Actually, 19,000 from Alshon Jeffrey. I feel like he had a lot at the start of the season, though. Brandon Graham has to come back to the team. Oh, no. This is going to be hard to do. Jay Ajayi, Ronald Darby, Jordan Hicks, Nelson Aguilar. I don't think I'm going to be able to bring all these guys back. Maybe. We do not have much cap room, but I might be able to get this done. Brandon Graham to a 4-year deal. Yeah, okay. I don't think that's going to happen in real life. But Jay Ajayi, I do want. I'll give him a 6-year deal. That's fine. Ronald Darby, another very young player that I would like on the team. 5 years for him is really not that bad. He'll probably be like still in his prime by the time he gets out of that contract if that happened in real life. Jordan Hicks on a 6-year deal. I'll take that. And I think we can bring back Nelson Aguilar. We have like no money to spend in free agency, but there really has not been anyone great in free agency in the past few rebuilds I've done. Well, I should probably bring back Nick Foles. He wants a decent amount, but I'm going to bring him back just because he is Nick Foles. Richard Rodgers, Chris Long, Chance Warmack. I'm not going to bring any of those guys back. We still ended up making the playoffs even though we were 4-3. We went 12-4. That means we went 8-1 after the midseason mark. The Vikings were 10-6. The Cowboys were 8-8. Giants 7-9, and the Redskins 7-9 as well. The Giants fell off though. I think they were 5-2 at the midseason mark. Won every game in the preseason. Lost the opening 2 games, then won 4 in a row. Lost to the Jaguars, and then won a whole lot, and then lost to the Titans. We almost beat the Titans too. I almost said won the Titans. We almost beat the Titans there. We lost by a point. But let's check out the stats. Carson Wentz got 4,893 yards, 33 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. Still a lot of interceptions, but a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns. It's okay. Jay Ajayi, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Corey Clement had 15 touchdowns and 0 fumbles. Jay Ajayi did fumble 6 times, though. Alshon Jeffrey, 1,517 yards, 12 touchdowns. D'Andre Carr did not play as well as Mike Wallace, but that's still not terrible. 7 touchdowns, 89 catches, 1,000 yards for Nelson Aguilar with 7 touchdowns, and Zach Ertz gets 5 with 930 yards. 10 sacks led up from Jason Peters. I'm surprised he hasn't retired yet. 6 from Seth Witzel and 5 from Lane Johnson. Not bad. 134 tackles from Kendall Beckwith is actually pretty decent. Tackles for loss, we got 9 from Fletcher Cox and 5 from Timmy Jernigan. Sacks, 13.5 from Derek Barnett. Only 10 from Brandon Graham. That's good for most players, but I feel like Brandon Graham normally gets like 20 at least one season in rebuilds. We got 6 interceptions from Ronald Darby. Hopefully that's a Pro Bowl. 3 from Jordan Hicks and Shamir King. That's actually a good season from a rookie. 2 from Malcolm Jenkins, 1 from Derek Barnett. Joe Chamblin, Nigel Bradham, Jalen Mills, Trayon Justin, almost said Austin, and Leroy Reynolds. I didn't even know I had him on this team. He's a beast. Any touchdowns? We got 1 from Ronald Darby. You know, he's kind of bound to get 1 if he had 6 picks. We were 4th in the NFL on offense, and we were 17th in the NFL on defense. Our defense got worse, but we also have a lot of rookies starting there. Blake Bortles of the 15-1 Jaguars wins MVP. My installation stopped. That's not fun. That's my Fortnite installation. I'm going to have to go start that again. Give me like 2 seconds. This installation is taking so long, but Carson Wentz is not in the list for MVP, but NFC Offensive Player of the Year. It goes to Todd Gurley. Carson Wentz is not in this list. Defensive Player of the Year, we got Ronald Darby and Kendall Beckwith. Ronald Darby made it. I mean, he had a good season, but I feel like I've had players get like 8 picks before and they don't make it into Defensive Player of the Year. Whatever, that works for me. Offensive Rookie of the Year is, who was that? Jason Larson. I think this guy is superstar as well. DeAndre Carr, or just D'Andre Carr, I guess, comes in 3rd. Ray invited me because I think his game downloaded and mine didn't. Shamir King comes in 5th. Joe Chamblin comes in 6th. I'm actually going to check something quick. Best defensive back, it goes to Ronald Darby. That is awesome. I'm sure he made a Pro Bowl. If he didn't make the Pro Bowl, he probably got a ton of experience for winning Best defensive back. 20K from Carson Wentz, 26,000 from Alshon Jeffrey, 15K from Witzel. Is that like a Pro Bowl or something? That's not a Pro Bowl. He just has a bunch of experience for some reason. He's going to be a great offensive lineman for us. And then here on the defense, 52,000 from Ronald Darby. Defensive back of the year and a Pro Bowl. 14K from King. Not bad at all. 12K from Malcolm Jenkins. It's not really going to change him much. 6,000 from Chamblin, but 15K, 20K, 15K, 17K. This D-line got a lot. Here is a look at the team going into this playoff game against the Vikings. Jay Ajayi went up to a 91. Carson Wentz is a 92. Alshon Jeffrey is up to a 96. He's pretty ridiculous. Witzel went up to an 84. That's not bad at all. Brooks is a 95. Johnson's a 96. On the defense, Derek Barnett's an 85. Ronald Darby's a 94 with confidence. He is so good. King's an 81. Timmy Jernigan's an 88. Just looking at the players that went up a bit. Check out what this overall is. I think it should be at least a little higher than last season. We are a 89. Okay, well, I guess it went down. That's kind of surprising. 90 from the Vikings. Actually, that's not terribly surprising. We did start some rookies over, you know, some better players. But let's advance the week here and see if we take down the Vikings. We actually lost against the Vikings. I was kind of expecting to win that one, if I'm being honest. Let's check out the team schedule, though. What was the score? 37-31. Both of our playoff losses came by 1 possession, I think. I am here in free agency, but I really do not think I have any money. 18 million, okay. That's actually not that terrible. Thought it was going to be worse than that. Who is here? Mark Ingram, but Ken Crawley is here. He's an 87 overall. Jason Verrett is also here. I think I might go after one of those guys to try to make this team as good as I possibly can. Ken Crawley or Jason Verrett? Ken Crawley is getting a ton of points. He has quick development, but so does Jason Verrett. I'm going to go after him just because I think... Wait, actually, hold on. Who's cheaper? I know Ken Crawley is getting more points, but his contract could technically be cheaper. Okay, it's not. So Jason Verrett, I think, is a guy I'm going to go for. 94 points. I'm going to go over 100, I think, for him. 99, I'm going to go a little higher to try to get him. And I think I'm going to start that rookie, the guy we drafted last year, in the slot then. I really do like Jalen Mills. I think he's a decent corner, but I think it's better for the team if I do. If I start that other guy. I could get a linebacker. I don't really need one, the more I think about it. I could use a middle linebacker, I guess, but I kind of want to draft one, if anything. I don't think I'm going to go after anyone else, but I'll let you know if we get Jason Verrett. I think I actually might give him some more money since I'm not going after anyone else. We did get Jason Verrett, so now our cornerback core is looking nice. I am trading up with the Jets in this draft to acquire the 10th overall pick. I'm giving them the 24th and Steven Wisniewski to get it. Honestly, that's not the most unfair trade I've ever done because Wisniewski's a pretty solid guard and I think they can actually use him pretty well. But with this pick, I'm going with a middle linebacker who looks very, very good. I can also go with a safety, but I think I'd rather have this guy. Scott Lair, mid-first round talent, 7.7 combine grade. That's fantastic with good top 3 skills. Let's select him. 80 overall, normal development, 86 speed, 84 tackling, block shed with 88 hit power, 87 pursuit, and 73 zone coverage. It's not bad. I don't really have anybody scouted here, but I'm going with Dante Yancey just because of how fast he is. 4.31 speed, that's ridiculous. 63 overall. That was an absolute reach, but he has 97 speed. That was really all I was looking at there. He's not even that elusive. That was such a bad pick. I don't know. I don't really need that many draft picks, to be honest. Like, if I really cared about the draft picks, I'd probably trade that one away. But this might be the last season, if I'm being honest. So I don't really care all that much about these draft picks. I might go with another random player here and then finally start taking my players with the next round. Let's see if I can find anybody that looks decent. I'm going to test out my theory with cornerbacks. I'm going to see if I can find one who has, good agility and good acceleration. I'll be right back. So I couldn't find one. I'm just going to take a safety, I think. Do I have anyone scouted? Marcus Gates? You're not that great. What about you? Your last name is Clinton Dix. You have to be a good safety. You're not, probably. 71 overall, normal development. Another terrible pick. I just kind of went with that. I'm just going to be selecting the players I have scouted now. I should be able to take them all. I think a few of them are like 6th round talents. Yeah, okay, so they're all really late, but I should have the draft picks to get this done. Fernando Marshall, actually it looks pretty good. He's just going to add to the insane depth we already have at defensive tackle, and he's really not that fantastic. Another reach. This draft has been pretty bad. I only really wanted that middle linebacker, though, and I kind of want this left tackle. I think those are the only 2 players that I truly want. I also have a cornerback down here. He's not going to be good because he's a prototype. Late round prototype corners are normally horrendous, but he's an insane combine, so I'm just going to go with him. But Frank West, 76 overall, normal development. That's actually a really good pick. Jason Peters did retire. I think I might slide Lane Johnson to left tackle, though, and have that guy play right or something. I don't know exactly what I want to do yet. I don't know if I want to keep that guy at left because I don't think he'll play too well. Oscar Pritchett. Okay, let's go with him. 74 overall, normal development. And then one last draft pick. It's going to that corner. I don't think he's going to be great, but he's like extremely fast, so might as well just go with him. Roman DeGreat. Why not? 70 overall. He is ridiculous. 95 speed, 97 acceleration. Honestly, not that bad. Coverage stats. This guy would be super fun to actually have. 90 agility as well. What's his agility? I mean, what's his elusiveness? I guess I can't see that on the screen. Maybe he can be a good kick returner. This is what the team looks like heading into the 3rd season. The only real difference on offense is that we have Lane Johnson playing left tackle and West playing right tackle. Pretty sure everything else is the same. But here on defense, I switched Jalen Mills up to free safety. I feel like he can actually play pretty well up here because he has good zone and he has pretty good speed and acceleration and stuff. I feel like he can have a decent year. Also, I didn't really need him at corner anymore because we have King to play the slot, Jason Verrett to play the number 2, and Ronald Darby, of course, to play the number 1. Lair is starting at middle linebacker. He's a great player, 80 overall. I think he should develop pretty well, but I'll see you guys in the midseason. At the midseason mark here, we are 6-1. We also have to bring back Carson Wentz, which will probably be a very hefty contract. The Vikings are 2-5, though. We just beat the Packers. The Redskins are 5-2, Cowboys 3-4, and the Giants 2-5. On the defense here, 5.7 thousand for Malaire. Really isn't all that much, but I hope he can still win Defensive Rookie of the Year or something. And then here on the offense, Carson Wentz has 9.4 thousand. Carr has 10,000. That's nice to see. Alshon Jeffrey, 8,000. Let's see if we can negotiate here with Carson Wentz. We also have to bring back Jake Elliott. Corey Clement, I really like him. If we have enough money, I will bring him back. Same goes for Malcolm Jenkins. He has 82 speed now, though. Jalen Mills I do want. So let's start with Carson Wentz, though. We don't have any money. We can probably bring back Carson. We can probably bring back Jake Elliott. I think he's worth it. Corey Clement is not necessary, so I'm not going to bring him back. I really do like him, though. Malcolm Jenkins, I do want him because he is starting. He's also my favorite player, so probably some bias into why I'm bringing him back. Jalen Mills is also starting. I'm not going to bring him back yet, because sometimes there are like ridiculously good free agents in this period, so I'm going to let him go. Halvatai, I don't want. Corey Clement, like I said, I'm not getting. Mike Wallace, Wendell Smallwood, I don't want those guys. We made the playoffs yet again, going 11-5 this year. The Packers went 10-6. The Redskins also went 10-6. The Cowboys 8-8, and the Giants a measly 6-10. Check out the team schedule, though. We went 2-2 in the preseason. Won the opening 2 games, lost to the Redskins, won 4 in a row. Lost 2 against the Vikings and the Giants, beat the Patriots, lost to the Cowboys, won 4 in a row, and then lost against the Bears. So the first half of the season was definitely better, because we went 6-1 or something like that. Whatever, let's check out the stats. Carson Wentz gets over 5,000 yards again. This is probably his best season yet. 33 touchdowns, 17 picks, really not bad at all. Jay Ajayi, 16 touchdowns, 1,253 yards. Corey Clement gets 11 touchdowns. Alshon Jeffrey, 100 catches, 1,545 yards, 10 touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar gets nearly 1,200 yards with 8 touchdowns. Carr gets 2 touchdowns. Zach Ertz gets 6. Sacks, 8 from Lane Johnson, 4 from Frank West. That is a great performance by the rookie right tackle. And then we got 1 here from Morris Butler. 143 tackles from the rookie middle linebacker, 102 from Jordan Hicks. We got 14 tackles for loss for Fletcher Cox, 11 from Brandon Graham. I almost said Brandon 18 because I saw how many sacks he got. Wow. 18 sacks from him, 9 from Derek Barnett, 8.5 from Fletcher Cox. We got 6 interceptions from Jason Verrett, 3 from Jordan Hicks and Ronald Darby, 1 from Scott Lair, Malcolm Jenkins, Shamir King, Trayon Justin, and Joe Chamblin. Any touchdowns here? We did not get any touchdowns, but we were first in the NFL in offense. The defense was probably like top 15. That's my guess. We were 10th. Okay. I was going to say top 10, but I didn't think they were going to be that good. Carson Wentz is in there at number 6 for MVP. Not bad at all. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Raymond Feliciano. Okay, looks like a rookie quarterback or something. 6th for Carson Wentz. Jay Ajayi mixing in there at number 10 as well. Defensive Player of the Year, Scott Lair, Brandon Graham make it at number 3 and number 4. Nobody else from the Eagles. Offensive Rookie of the Year, nobody from the Eagles. So is that guy even a rookie for the Redskins? He was definitely not a rookie. Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Scott Lair. That's what I like to see. Not bad at all. He should have a good amount of experience. I'm sure Carson Wentz has a bunch too because they did get the quarterback upgrade. He has 16,000. We have 15K from Alshon Jeffrey, 14K from Carr, 19K from Aguilar, 41,000 from Witzel. He made a Pro Bowl. That is exactly what I wanted to see there. Usually the guards make the Pro Bowls. I feel like, I don't know, maybe Lane Johnson made one too. He just doesn't have that much. He did make a Pro Bowl. Okay, so maybe it isn't that. Maybe just the young guards because normally they have a ton of experience. On the defense, 26,000 from Lair. Honestly, was expecting a little more. Only 11K from Jason Verrett. Probably made the Pro Bowl, but I doubt he got much. He actually didn't make the Pro Bowl. He had 6 interceptions. How did he not make the Pro Bowl? Let me spend this experience quick. So we have a bit of surprising news on this offense. Butler made the Pro Bowl, and he has superstar development. Actually, no, he already had that. I forgot. We drafted this guy. He did have superstar. He's an 88 overall, though. Only 78 strength, but everything else is pretty phenomenal. So he's now the right tackle because, you know, he's much better than West, even though West did play well. Carson Wentz is 93. Jay Ajayi is 93. Nelson Aguilar is an 87. And then here on the defense, who went up a lot? I don't really remember. Lair's an 87. He went up a ton. Derek Barnett is also an 87. Oh, also on this offense, this guy's a 95. This dude is phenomenal. He's like one of the best offensive linemen I've had in a bit. This team is very good. Let's check out the overall. I don't think it's going to be upgraded, but we should still be over a 90. We are a 93. The Packers are a 94. I feel like the overall might be a little higher after all of those upgrades. Let's see if we can take down the Packers, though. We lost to the Packers. Didn't expect that, even though they were a higher overall than us, technically. What was the score? This is by 1 possession again. It's by 1 possession again, 47-41. I will go another season, but I don't think I'm going to show any of the draft because I don't need anybody. All I really want is potentially to sign like a safety or something in the offseason, and then I'll just sit him right by. I am now in free agency, and we actually have negative cap, but let's see who I would have been able to bring in. I also just realized I did not sign Jalen Mills. I really wanted him, but I wouldn't have had money to sign him anyway. I also really want Keanu Neal. Maybe I can try to cut some players and make some cap room. Let me just see what I can do, I guess. I went through and tried to cut some more expensive players. I really didn't free up too much cap room. Literally 1.91 million, but I did offer someone a contract. I'm in week 2 of the free agency, so all like the really good guys are gone. Cooper Kupp is still here, that's interesting. But I offered Devin McCourty a contract. It is such a low contract. I think I can even go down on this. Hold on. What's the lowest I can go? I want to save as much money as possible. 600,000. There we go. That's the kind of contract I'm offering him. Hopefully he accepts that. If not, I might have to just draft a safety. I can see what kind of players are here. I have a ton of safeties scouted, but none in the first round. I feel like I have to take this guy. Trey Parmalee. He skipped the combine. He's 6'6", 21 years old. I'm just going to take him. 82 overall. He was ranked first. I think I might start this guy, actually. That was a really surprising pick. Okay. I don't think I'm going to show any of that draft the more I think about it. This guy actually goes up to an 83, so he's perfectly fine over there. I don't think I'm going to show any of that draft because I drafted like 4 safeties and they were all pretty bad. But I did draft, actually, I'm going to show the first round pick because I did draft this wide receiver, Parmalee, who's going to start, by the way, at the number 2 wide receiver position because he's phenomenal. I'm going to show that draft pick, but I won't show any of the safeties because none of them were good enough to start anyway, so I think it's kind of pointless. But this is the team heading into this last season. The only thing different on offense is that Parmalee is now starting at, the number 2 wide receiver spot. I think he can play pretty well there. I would sign a backup tight end if I could. But, hey, free agency's open now. I have no idea what happened. Is Devin McCourty here? Nope, Devin McCourty got scooped up. He probably got picked up the first week of free agency, and it didn't let me take him. That's annoying. It doesn't really matter, though, because I already have a pretty decent free safety now. But, yeah, the team is very good. This team should make the playoffs yet again. The wide receiver core is pretty good. Parmalee, I hope, can go up very well. But like I said, I should probably go sign a backup tight end. That's why I went into free agency in the first place. I'll do that after, I talk here. But here's a look at the defense. Not entirely different, really. The only thing is that King is starting at free safety. I think the rest of the defense has been the same for a little while. I mean, Jason Verrett, other than King, I think Jason Verrett was the most recent acquisition. We have Justin now playing in the nickel. I hope he can play well there. I could just sign Aqib Talib or something, but I kind of don't want to. I mean, do I even have any money to do that? I don't even have any money to do that. Let me see if I can even sign a backup tight end. If I can, I'm not going to worry about it. I can actually sign this guy. That's fine. I'm signing him. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. We got our first round bye here at the end of this season. That is what I like to see. 11-5 from us, 10-6 from the Giants, 10-6 from the Cowboys, and 5-11 from the Redskins. Good records there from those guys, except for the Redskins, I guess. We went 2-2 in the preseason. I sneezed literally right after I said that. We won the first 2 games, lost to the Ravens, beat the Bears, lost to the Steelers, won 3 in a row, lost 2 in a row, won 4, lost to the Giants, and then beat the Seahawks. So this team has been consistently very good this entire time. Deshaun Watson wins MVP. Carson Wentz has not won an MVP with us, but that's alright. 4,700 yards, 29 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Another very good season. 14 touchdowns with almost 1,200 yards for Jay Ajayi. 8 touchdowns from Rainey Ellis. Okay, Jay Ajayi also did not fumble, which is nice. 102 catches, 1,339 yards, 11 touchdowns from Alshon Jeffrey. 1,123 yards from Nelson Aguilar, 6 touchdowns. 983 from Parmalee with 7 touchdowns. Zach Ertz gets 3. How many sacks were let up? 11 from Lane Johnson, 2 from Morris Butler, not bad at all. 152 tackles from Scott Lair, 106 from Jordan Hicks, and 100 from Malcolm Jenkins. 17 tackles for loss for Fletcher Cox. 9 sacks from Derek Barnett and Brandon Graham. Not too much, considering, I mean, Brandon Graham got those combined numbers last season. Interceptions, 4 from Ronald Darby, Nigel Bradham, and Trayon Justin. He played very well. 2 from Jason Verrett and Malcolm Jenkins. 1 from Jordan Hicks, Scott Lair, and Shamir King. I did not check touchdowns. Might as well just go do that really quickly. Did we end up getting any? We had a good amount of, interceptions. I feel like there's a chance. We got a safety. I see that down there. We did not get a touchdown, but who got the safety? Fletcher Cox did, of course. We are 12th in the NFL in offense. Defense was probably not far behind, if not better. 10th, it was actually better. Okay, so MVP goes to Deshaun Watson. Nobody from the Eagles. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Nobody from the Eagles. Defensive Player of the Year. We got Scott Lair in there at number 5. Lair in there, okay. Parmalee comes in 3rd for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Ellis comes in 5th. Defensive Rookie of the Year. We have Lee Holsley. Not even sure who that is. Probably a safety. I don't know. Best Quarterback. Carson Wentz is in there at number 6. Best Running Back. Jay Ajayi is in there at number 7. Best wide receiver, Alshon Jeffrey's in there at number 4. Nobody else from the Eagles, though. Best offensive line, Wetzel, Brandon Brooks, and Lane Johnson are number 5, 6, and 7. Nobody else from the Eagles. Best D-lineman, I don't think anyone from the Eagles is going to be on that. Best linebacker, maybe. I'm surprised we actually didn't see one. Best defensive back, nobody from the Eagles. And best kicker goes to Jake Elliott. Of course it does. Here's a look at the experience, though. 17,000 from Carson Wentz, 15K from Parmalee, 22,000 from Wetzel. He's going to be like a 99 after this, I think. On the defense, 12,000 from Belair. 13,000 from Fletcher Cox. Justin only got 7.8 thousand. He had a really good season, though. So I'll spend this quick, and I'll see you guys with whoever we have to take on. Yancey made the Pro Bowl. That was a dude we took in the second round, I think, last year, and we completely reached on him, but I don't care. It paid off in the end. It really didn't. He's probably going to be like a 70 after this. We have to take on the Packers here in the divisional playoff round. But here's a look at the team. Wetzel went up to a 98 overall. He's our best offensive lineman. That dude was amazing. Carson Wentz is a 95. Parmalee is an 86 with some confidence. And then here on the defense, Lair is an 89. King's an 85. No one else went up all that much. I mean, Derek Barnett's an 88. That's not terrible. Jake Elliott is now a 95. I guess I should point that out. He's ridiculous. Let's check out the overall. That's just because I got his awareness up to like almost a 95, I think. We are a 96 overall. The Packers are a 95. The Eagles are a fun team to rebuild if you just want like a dynasty. Let's advance the week, though. Let's see if we took them down. We were able to take down the Packers. Not bad at all. Let's go straight to the Super Bowl, and let's see if we are in it. We have to take on the 14-2 Seahawks. I should have checked out their record. Not their record, their overall. My bad, I kind of forgot. We are in the Super Bowl against the Jaguars. I'm going to go over the scores of those games. Also, I just want to show you guys that I didn't cheat or anything. 30-24 against the Packers, and then 45-28 against the Seahawks. That game was a lot more convincing. We let up more points, but it's okay. Let's check out the Jaguars overall. My bad for forgetting the Seahawks, but they're probably around a 95 as well. And let's see if we can win this game. The Jaguars are at 92. We are still at 96. We should be able to win this one. This game is actually decently close right now. It's 20-17. It's 24-20 now. We are actually losing 27-24, 31-27, and we are going to lose the game by a score of 31-27. That is rough. This team did not do too well in the postseason until this year, where we made it to the Super Bowl, of course. Let's just check out who the Super Bowl MVP was. Check out this Jaguars, celebration. But this rebuild was pretty successful. We built a pretty nice team, but I mean, the Eagles are already a very good team. They arguably have the best roster in the game. It's not like this is difficult to do. You can pretty much probably just sim 4 seasons in a row, and they would have won a couple Super Bowls. I just kind of got unfortunate with my playoff luck, but it's still fun to draft players and sign players in free agency to see how they do on this kind of team. This team isn't perfect, but it's definitely very good. There are definitely still some holes, though. Let's check out the Super Bowl MVP. It actually went to Jalen Ramsey, who had 3 tackles. Okay, it's one of those. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching this video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.